The restrictions drive, tilted the must on the drive, till all the real swell kites be live, and bent like drums. An old good man, it's like to ride. They thank it hums.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your haggis, and you'll see you shortly.
It's only steps.
Beside Madame Rosa and cross her palm with silver, and she would tell you what your fortune was going to be. So all that kind of thing. But I'm afraid the sponsor for the racetrack, who was a man called Ramsay Barnton, died in 1850. Big playground for the kings and queens. And some of these big houses here were originally built by merchants from the city of Glasgow. Once the railways arrived in Stirling in the 1840s, John Cowan died here in 1633, and like Robert Spittle, he died unmarried. He certainly wasn't childless. And as we come round the corner, you will see out the front of the coach Stirling Castle. So the great halls to the right dates from 1503. To the left of that is the Royal Palace, which dates from the 1530s. So just get ready to look left and you'll see the old bridge of Stirling. We call it the Alp Brig, and that dates from the 1400s. And it was a toll bridge when it was built at first. When you crossed over, you had to pay. So the toll man sat in the middle between the two main archways, and he collected your money as you walked over. And that bridge that you see today is a replacement for a much earlier wooden bridge that spanned the River Forth on that site. And once they were strung out along the causeway here, William, who was up on the high ground to your right watching it all, he blew a signal on his bugle, and John Wright the carpenter got out from under the bridge and knocked the pins out. So he collapsed the centre of the bridge and split the English army in two, and it was just a rout after that. Most of the losses at that battle were English nobility, because they comprised the cavalry. There were hardly any losses among the Scottish nobility because most of them weren't there. They'd all booked a week at the Winnock. Giant hedge, really. But when I was growing up here, that looked completely different. Because if you're in one room, you're in the other. And we're recrossing the River Forth, still tidal here, high tide's about 2 miles to your right. And this is a Stevenson bridge that you're on, so engineered by the grandfather of the famous author Robert Louis Stevenson. So over to the right, on top of the hill, there's a pair of cannon which are pointing at the coach. Those cannon were all captured during the Crimean War at the Siege of Sevastopol in 1855 by the Sutherland Highlanders, who brought them back here as a prize of war. But all these cannon were made down the road at the Carron Iron Works at Falkirk. 11 miles away from here, they were exported to Russia, used against us, then captured and brought back.
Displayed on the ceiling, 35 feet above the floor of the King's Presence Chamber, depicting characters from history and mythology. The molded copies displayed here represent the Greek god Apollo and a king, possibly James V himself. Though many of these have been lost and damaged since the 1540s, 38 heads survive.
Sorry, Dad, I didn't know you were coming.
I was trying to catch you out.
Using the same driver. Became too extras once with a locomotive. All this was off the ground.
Diesel,
going to sit on.